30-yard line, and they're knocking on the door.
First and he's got Ely wide to left, off to Shumway. Shumway goes across the 16 and gets tripped up there by number 37, Brian Turley. And Turley trips up Shumway, or else he could have had the corner maybe for a touchdown.
Dave Shumway, again, showing his very deceiving speed. You wouldn't think a guy that big would be able to run as well as he does, Tim, but he gets around the corner and he's gone.
And 2 yards on the play there. It will be second down and 8 for Platteville. Now they'll send out Chris Miller wide to the right side to have Shumway in a split back formation on the far side. Shrapner goes in motion. The handoff to Shumway. He's going to go up the middle for some tough yards, maybe 2 yards as is. Maybe a yard. And tackled by number 53 for Whitewater, Kyle Dempsey, who was the WSUC Defensive Player of the Week.
Shumway on the season, he's averaging 5.4 yards per carry, 248 yards on the season so far. And he's pretty much the main man, Tim. He's the guy the Pioneers are going to go to in clutch situations.
Exactly. Third down and 6 for Platteville. Might see a pass here by Wixon. He hasn't shown any arm strength yet. Wixon gonna go back to pass. He rolls out, gets some pressure, goes the end zone to Shumway. Touchdown by Dave Shumway. What a
tremendous. And the fans are just standing here, Tim. That was an unbelievable catch. Extended, fully extended in the right corner of the end zone. Wixon rolling out to the right. That time just waiting for Shumway. No pass rush at all by the Warhawks on the third and long situation. That Shumway just leaped fully extended in the air with a touchdown, and all comforts running back. Dave Shumway makes another incredible play.
Boy, you think you've seen it all from Shumway with the power and the speed, but that time showed some great agility, diving for the catch, fully extended. And now Conapack is going to have to call a timeout, as he might have a player not on the field for the Pioneers. Some confusion here, as Pioneers now going to that sort of semi-Daffy Duck formation, as they'll have all the linemen lined up on the right, and then they'll move in towards the normal position for the kick. And I really don't know what the problem is here. George Christ on the far sidelines is kind of irate at Kevin Conapacky for answering the timeout, and Shannon Ely is going to be holding for Conapacky, and this has been a pretty good combination now for 2 years.
Conapacky on the year has not missed an extra point. He's 7 out of 7. Apparently they didn't have the right personnel out on the field. It's really a shame to waste a timeout like that on an extra point, but nonetheless, Conapacky coming on for the try.
And now the Pioneers will move towards their left for the kick. This kind of confuses. It happens every time they have an extra point, but just something for the opponents to think about. And the snap, the kick is up, a low one kick, and it's good nonetheless. And so with 9:44 left in the first quarter, the Pioneers draw first blood, 7-0 over UW Whitewater. And Nick, that was a very impressive drive after Franzen's interception.
Pioneers getting excellent field position after the interception. So the Pioneers take advantage of the first turnover of the game and score 7 points. So the Pioneers are up 7-0 here at Pioneers Stadium over the Warhawks.
And some other games in which we'll be keeping track of. Lacrosse at Stevens Point, Oshkosh at Eau Claire, River Falls at St. Ambrose, and the South Blue Devils at Superior. And that will be an interesting game, not just because, as usual, we might say South could have poured out Superior, but Superior is a very tough team with that wishbone offense.
Superior has played a lot of teams tough, including Lacrosse last week, Tim, only losing to them by 10 points. So maybe they got something there that people don't know about.
So Sharsky will do the kickoffs here for the Pioneers. 9:44, good crowd on hand. As the field is in good condition.
Pioneers, of course, this is their first home game of the season. As you said, Tim, the field looks in tremendous shape.
Sharkey gets a line drive bouncer, and a lineman for Whitewater grabs it. He's got some good yardage up to about the 40-yard line. And Nick, I really have to question that one, because as you recall, in the second attempt of the first kickoff, the Pioneers, he kicked it deep, and they got to about the 30. This time, they bring it all the way up. Now the officials will mark it back a little bit, probably because of his knees touched down, but they got all the way up to the 37-yard line, and I really don't understand that one.
I just think, Tim, that he didn't kick the ball very well. I don't think it was necessarily he wanted to do that. I think he just, didn't kick it.
Handoff is to Van Dorn, I believe. Shippey, okay, that's Pete Shippey who got the handoff, and he got some good yardage. The whole Pioneer defensive pack moved back for a gain of 8, second down and 2 for Whitewater as they trail at this game 7-0.
Shippey on the season averaging 4.4 yards a carry, and he has 85 yards rushing on 19 attempts overall in the season.
2nd and 2 for Whitewater as Bogats.
Draw play.
The handoff to Shippey.
No, that was Mark. He had pass, running back 6'1", 187-pound freshman from Kimberly. And
that looked kind of confusing there, Nick, simply because it looked like Bogats was going to fake it to Hedefist as they got the first down here, but it looked like they were going to fake it off to Hedefist, and then he got the ball, and it confused us, as I believe, as well as the Pioneers.
That was actually a decent play by Whitewater. 2nd and 2. You thought maybe they'd waste it down and try for a big pass, and Bogats goes for the drop play, and they get the first.
First and 10 for Whitewater. The handoff this time goes across the 50 to the 47-yard line for some good yardage. 5 yards to be exact. 2nd down and 5 is number 31, Pete Shippey. And talking to Whitewater coach Bob Brezowitz, he said that Shippey was going to get a lot of action tonight there.
Right now he has 2 carries for 12 yards, and you're seeing classic Whitewater football right here. That power running game using their big offensive line.
And that's necessary now because the loss of Travis Felton, where you gotta work that inside middle now because you don't have that breaking outside speed. 2nd and 5 for Whitewater. Bogats gonna go back to pass. As Bell across the 40-yard line, tackled there by the Pioneers, number 26, Paul Provenzano. But that time, a first down for Whitewater. And there you saw Dennis Bogats calmly throwing the pass, getting the first down. And that's what a guy like Bogats could do to your defense.
Bogats had time. Again, a little slant pattern. Bell just coming across the middle. Makes the catch. Goes down to the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Warhawks.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line for Whitewater. 7:31 and counting in the first quarter of action. Shippey with the handoff across the 35, then gets wowed back by a host of defenders for Platteville, including Vinoy, Verhalen, and Nixick. But not before Shippey got 5 yards on the play.
So again, power football by the Warhawks, just trying to run up the middle on the Pioneer defense as you see them in the huddle, getting their defensive sets down.
Second and 5 for Whitewater.
Actually, 2nd and 7, Tim. They gave him 3 yards on that.
Bogats going back to pass. He looks out wide here towards the outside. He's got number 87, Jeff Patterson. Nice grab there for the first down. And we're seeing right now Dennis Bogats picking apart the Pioneer secondary.
Well, other than that interception, every pass has been right on the mark, Tim. And now the Warhawks are in excellent position to put some points on the board.
We mentioned before the start of this game that this game might be high scoring, and so far we've seen a lot of passing by Whitewater and vice versa running for Platteville. 2nd and 10 for Whitewater at the 25. And so send Turk in motion. Bogats rolling out. He's got Verhalen on his tail, and now he takes a dive, and he's going to gain maybe 3 yards on the play, but they're going to mark him back because his knees went down. He might have got a gain of 2 yards, maybe we'll call it 1 yard as the scoreboard puts it down. 2nd down and 9, and that time, Nick, good pursuit by the Pioneer defense.
That time Bogas just rolling out, trying to run with the ball. And I guess that's why he doesn't run very much, Tim.
As we see the huddle there by Whitewater. New uniforms this year. Last time they were here, they were wearing the all white. This time they have the purple pants. Shippey gets the handoff, and he plows his way across the 25 to the 22-yard line for a gain of 2 yards. Going to make it 3rd down and 6. 3rd down and 6 for Whitewater. And Nick, good combinations by Whitewater. They're running twice, get some good yardage, and then 3rd down, they have 3rd down and 2. Not many yards, and that leaves the options wide open for Bogas.
Well, the Pioneers, they're going to have to stop Whitewater's running attack because right now it's been a story in this drive.
Bogas calling out 3rd down and 6. He's going to go back to pass. Looking deep. He's got number 87, Jeff Patterson, for a 1st down, Nick. Beautiful grab by Patterson. He had to come back and scoop that ball off the dirt.
Tremendous catch that time. Bogas throwing the ball out to the left sidelines, and that time the Patterson had to adjust to the ball, come back, and he caught it off his shoe tops, and it's a 1st down for the Warhawks.
1st down and 10 for Whitewater at the 12-yard line. They can conceivably get a 1st down at the 2. And now let's see what the Pioneer defense will do. And off to the 26, Van Doren, and he tries to go on the outside, but unsuccessful. But he does pick up 3 yards.
That's just an old-fashioned sweep that time, a little pitch-out play. And one thing we haven't seen from the Warhawks, Tim, is we haven't seen the I formation. They've stayed pretty much with a one-back set, and obviously with Bogas at quarterback, that gives them more options to throw the ball.
And of course, the I back is perfect for a guy like Talton, who can use that fullback to his advantage. But he's not here, and that might be a reason. But we see the I right there. The penalty on Flapper, he
offside, I think.
might be lining up in the neutral there next.
Was that too many men on the field there?
It looked like he was signaling a procedure call, but I don't ever recall that happening on a defensive side. And that is procedure. Maybe they were shuffling players on off the field. The guy didn't get off the field quick enough there.
Yeah, either that or when the Pioneer defenders lined up, they might have been over the line of scrimmage. I can't think of why they would have called that.
That's a big mistake because it gives them 2nd down and 5, gives them more options, more of the field to work with. Number 24 gets a touchdown for Whitewater. That is Sonny McAdam, and McAdam gets the touchdown, just bowled his way over the middle of the defensive line for the touchdown, and Whitewater is right back in his ballgame.
So an 11-yard run, first carry of the game, he comes right in, scores a touchdown. Boy, the Warhawks on that drive, Tim, just went right down the field on the Pioneers basically with their running attack.
And now Joe Parrish, the quarterback with the broken thumb, is going to do the kicking, and this is a change from what we were told. However, he does get the kick. Good strong kick there. Almost hit the scoreboard. But with 3:59 left in the 1st quarter with the score, UW Whitewater 7, UW Platteville 7. And Nick, this game looks like could be a high-scoring one.
The way both these offenses are going right now, I think we could see 30-plus points on the board before we're done.
And this is kind of usual for Platteville. They'll go down, score, and then they'll come back and pile on the points in the 2nd quarter as they've done throughout the beginning of the season. So let's see if the Pioneers are going to rebound and have a barrage of points being scored here.
So we're all tied up at 7-7 here with 3 minutes, 59 seconds to go in the 1st quarter. Pioneers trying to get into a tie for 1st place with the Warhawks. Warhawks were the only undefeated team along with the Stoops Point Pointers, but actually they're a half game ahead because they have 2 wins, and the Pointers only have 1.
And that'll make itself up, I believe, down the road as Whitewater. Do they have a week off, Nick? That's the reason why they
I think they play St. Ambrose, so that'll be the non-conference game. I think about 6 of the 9 teams in the league play St. Ambrose, which is maybe a reason why maybe they should admit into the league. But Pioneers will play them later on.
So Parrish, line drive kick over the head of number 41, Rob Howe, and that time Nick Parrish with the strong leg and a little confrontation in the fielder between a Warhawk and the Pioneer, but it's going to be first down and 10 for Platteville at the 20. Well, I guess if he can't quarterback, he can use him as a kicker.
Joe Parrish was the starting quarterback in last year's game at Whitewater between these clubs, which the Pioneers won 31-13. They were just wiped them out.
That was the first time Platteville wiped out Whitewater, because several times before that the Warhawks did the Pioneers a lesson. Schrappner with the carry, and he gets nothing. In fact, he's dragged back, but they will mark him at the 20 for a gain of 0. Second down and 10.
Actually lost JR in the play. That time the Warhawk defense just swarmed the Schrappner. Now Pioneers got second and long. And is a flag down?
I don't see a flag, and maybe the public address guy got a little mistaken as.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I didn't really see the officials toss a flag out there. So it's second and 11.
Second and 11 for Platteville. Schrappner in motion as Wixom goes back to pass, looking towards the middle. Reception good by Dan Rundy, and Rundy gets the first down at the 32-yard line. Nice catch there by Rundy in the middle. Wixom looking all over the field, saw Rundy. That's the man he wanted all along.
Pioneers again, Wixom that time going back for his first pass. Rundy just went in the middle of the field and made the catch in the zone, made a first down.
Rod Donart, one of the starters for Whitewater, came off. Looked like he had a sprained ankle. Shumway with the ball, calls across at 30. 35, he's got a little room across the 40 and gets pushed out there and gets driven into the Whitewater bench, as you see there. But some good yardage for Shumway, and it's going to be second down and 3, a gain of 7.
Shumway now with 4 carries for 17 yards. The all-conference running back, and again, what a tremendous catch he made, Tim, in the end zone. Score the Pioneers score. Well, we're right in the middle of the Warhawk fans here, Tim. Might be able to hear them. Very vocal. Of course, these schools not too far apart from each other.
Great rivalry between these two teams. Shumway gets the ball. He's got the first down and much more across the 45 to the 48-yard line for the first down. And now they're into the classic Dave Shumway, give him the ball every down and see what the big guy can do.
Once again, just a handoff to Dave Shumway up the middle. Boy, as we've said time and time again, Tim, you can't bring Dave Shumway down with one player. You got to have about 4, 5, 6, maybe the whole team come in and try to tackle a guy.
You got to tackle a guy like that around the leg. No good trying to tackle around the waist.
Arm tackles don't work on Dave Shumway.
And now a little stun blitz here by Whitewater as they're coming in, as Wixom is going to get pressured, and he's going to get sacked all the way back at the 37. We could see that coming as number 67 for Whitewater, Brett Hammer, just came right in along with a teammate of his, and that time you saw the stunning by the Whitewater Warhawk, and we've been seeing that throughout the first half of this year, as Wixom does have the strong arm, but lacks a little mobility.
Again, blitzing teams are going to have a very effective pass rush on the Pioneers, because they, Wixom, he just doesn't have the mobility.
And it's going to be second down and 20 for Platteville. And off to Randy Hughes, and seldom used Randy Hughes gets maybe 2 yards on the play.
Picks up about 4 on the play, but still going to be third long for the Pioneers.
Third down and 18 for Platteville. As now we are seeing Fogg come onto the field, and that could be a problem.
Yeah, this it has been a clear. It was raining earlier this afternoon, but it cleared off. Now, as you said, with the colder weather, fog is rolling in. Hopefully, that won't affect the game too much.
Third down and 18 is Wixom. He's going to go back to pass, looking deep. As Rundy intercepted by the Warhawks, number 22, Rob Donart, and he just stepped right in the middle, right in front of Dan Rundy and picked that one off for the Warhawks.
Actually, Tim, I think it was Brian Charoli, a 6', 198-pound senior from Bayside, that picked the ball off. But again, a terrible pass by Wixom. But when you have the Pioneers in a third and long like that, that's bound to happen. If Wixom tried to force something and it just wasn't there.
First and 10 for Whitewater at the 39. Let's see if the Warhawks will capitalize on the Pioneer mistake. In motion is Bell. The Bogans going back to pass, looking deep. He's got Patterson at the 30.
What
and
a
it's
catch.
caught. And how did he manage to get 1 foot in bounds? But my God.
How did he manage to catch it, period? He was going backwards that time, and I think he caught the ball with one hand.
I think he was actually falling back, and the ball had enough zip on it to get over the outstretched arms of the Pioneer defender, Joel Nixick. And he was lined up on a couple of linebackers and a safety man for Flapple. But what a catch by Patterson. First and 10, and again, the Warhawks are threatening.
He shows himself to be a tremendous wide receiver because he's made some real good catches in this game so far.
As you see the Warhawk backfield, hand off to number 24, Suni Micknam. And Micknam gets down to the 22-yard line for a gain of 4. And that can, as we see an injury on the field, number 77 for Whitewater. Down to Schrockenthaler, and he's in pain down the field there, as you can see.
So we have a little stop in the action as you see the Whitewater training staff going out to check on him. Taking a look at some team statistics for so far in the WSUC. River Falls leads the league in rushing. Big surprise there, right? 365 yards a game. Eau Claire leads in passing, 227. Total offense, the Falcons, 381 yards per game. Again,
Ouch.
just a devastating attack as we're about 9 seconds away from the end of the quarter.
Schrockenthaler came off, and he's on the sidelines bencher for Whitewater. Still in pain, but managed to get off on his own power, even though it was hobbling. And that's the end of the first quarter of play here from Pioneer Stadium. As this game is all tied up, UW Flapville 7, UW Whitewater 7. You're listening and watching to Pioneer football on TV5. And Nick, so far we've seen some good offense and some bad offense.
Yeah, again, interceptions have really been costly for both clubs. A tremendous catch by Shumway in the end zone for the Pioneers, touchdown. So far, a pretty even ball game here. Going over some of the other defensive stats, team-wise, the Stevens Point Pointers lead in defensive rushing. They've given up negative 13 yards per game, and that was all in one game against the Pioneers. A very tough evening for the Pioneer running backs. Passing, Eau Claire has not given up any passing yards, but that's because they played the Falcons. Stout is second at 65 yards.
I was going to say, River Falls might pass maybe 5 times the whole year, and they would be for touchdowns because teams are not used to them.
And in total defense, Stevens Point leads in giving up an average of 195 yards per game. Again, I was going to say, Tim, taking a look at some of the other games this week, Oshkosh is taking on the Bulldogs of Eau Claire, Lacrosse at Stevens Point, Stout Superior, and the Falcons taking on St. Ambrose in a non-conference matchup.
Second and 6 for the Warhawks at the 22. Bogas rolls out and
Goes out of bounds.
might have gotten 2 or 3 yards on a play, but that time a bootleg by Bogas. That was a planned play as we see the fog getting thicker on the far sidelines, and it's rolling in here in the bowl of Pioneer Stadium.
Looks more like smoke than fog, Tim, but again, it's making it sort of difficult to see out there now. Still not too bad, though.
Still a nice night for football. Temperatures in the mid-50s. A cloudy sky, no wind, so as we see the flags are draped on the near sideline. Bograd's going back to pass.
I don't think he got it, Tim. As a matter of fact, he's way short of the first down.
That was number 88, Matt Turk. And indeed, he was short of the first down.
I was going to say, Tim, he's a 6'6", 247-pound senior from Milwaukee, and he was way short of the first down. Matter of fact, he got no gain on that play.
And now Coach Brezowitz for Whitewater is going to send him his running backs as they will go for it here.
No field goal error.
No, 4th down and 2, and that's surprising. But Coach Brezowitz has some good backs coming in.
3 running backs.
As number 26, Dean Van Dorn
It's going to be close. But I think he got it. I think he got past the 16. And they don't even measure it. Nope, first down.
They got the first down. So 1st down and 10 for Whitewater at the 16-yard line. And Nick, we've seen so far a very consistent Whitewater offense.
Pretty much been the running game with passes mixed in. A very balanced attack by the Warhawks.
Bogaz, the handoff is to number 24, Stephen McNum, and he is rammed McNum. And he is
Warhawks fans helping us out here today, Tim.
As McQuinnan, that's right, gets the carry.
He lost a yard on the play. He's got 3 carries for 14 yards now, and it's 2nd and 11 passing situation now for the Warhawks.
That was pretty generous for the Warhawk fans to give us some help here.
Oh, this is a friendly rivalry, Tim. This is not a, this isn't war.
Bogaz looking for Bell. He's got it on the far sideline. Across the 5 to about the 3 for the first down, and what an arm throw there by Dennis Bogaz. He saw Bell on the far sideline in the erupting fog here, and Bell looked like he injured his foot, but still, a first down for Platteville, or for Whitewater.
So it's going to be 1st and goal, the ball at the 3-yard line, and I think you're going to see power football by the Warhawks now. 3 running backs in the backfield again.
Van Dorn gets the ball.
He got it.
And he got the first down, or the touchdown, as the ball broke the plane of the goal line, Nick, and what an impressive drive there after the turnover.
So the Warhawks drive right down the field, score another touchdown. They take their first lead of the game, 13-7.
As Parrish will attempt to make this a 7-point ball game. As you see the fog on the ground chop there. Excellent camera work there by our crew. As the kick is good. What a strong leg by Joe Parrish. And it is now with 13:04 left in the first half of action. It is UW Whitewater 14, the Pioneers 7. And Nick, the Pioneers are going to have to come back and have one of those tremendous onslaughts of offense as we've seen so far this year.
Like last week when they scored 24 points in the 2nd quarter. This is the 72nd meeting between the two clubs, and the Warhawks are 44. They have a 44-24 advantage with 4 ties. And as we mentioned before, Tim, the Pioneers won last year's meeting 31-13 as the Warhawks had 4 turnovers in the game. And the Pioneers had 256 yards rushing last year against the Warhawks, but the Warhawks pounded the Pioneers as well for 239 yards on the ground. Shumway last year, 16 carries for 82 yards, and Travis Fulton had 135 yards rushing. Of course, he's not playing tonight.
So the Warhawks will kick it off here at the 35. Parrish getting set here with his kicking team. Don't forget the Pioneers are without Devin Cobb, who was out for the year and, well, his career basically with a bad neck. A line drive kick.
Seen a lot of those.
Taken by Hughes. Fisher. Fisher goes across the 40. He's got some wide open space at the 40-yard line.
A return right up the middle. And I was talking to one of the Pioneer managers this week, and he was telling me that they use a different wedge on the kickoff returns. Then they use what they call a staggered wedge. It's not just a straight across the field wedge. It's sort of staggered. That way the running back can get around the corner, go down the sidelines, and pick up some good gains. But that return that time, straight up the middle, excellent yardage.
As Sager gets the ball, goes across the 40 for some tough yardage, up to the 41-yard line for a gain of 3. So it'll be second down. Let's call it second down and 8. If we had a gain of 2.
That's his first carry of the ball game.
As we've seen Steger have some great nights against some tough teams. Second and 8 for Platteville. As you see the ground chop there, Steger with the ball. Schrempner. Exactly, Schrempner with the ball. Goes across the 40 to up the 44-yard line, depending upon the mark, and
picked up 3 on the play.
Third down, and let's call it 5 for Platteville.
Shepard now 3 carries for 6 yards. And now the Warhawks are starting to toughen up, and it's a lot tougher for the Pioneers to run the ball now.
It's a big play, Nick, for the Pioneers if they want to keep the momentum on their side. If they don't get the first down here, could be some bad news. Looks some handoff, and reverse to Shumway. He's close to the first down as
Ben's on the mark.
He is right in front of us. We got a great view of it right here.
And you see Shumway getting off the field. He has bruised ribs, and he's basically just playing with them. It's tough for him to stay out of the lineup. Looks like it's going to be a little bit short.
About a yard shy, so Brad Von Buren will come on to do the punting for Platteville, as he's been hurt also with a bad knee. As Von Buren. Pressure, and it's blocked by the Warhawks. The ball is loose. Overnetter tries to get the ball, and he dives for the ball. The ball is still loose. Recovered by Whitewater at the 19-yard line. And Brad Von Buren that time, Nick, was very slow getting the ball off.
Again, Warhawks just blowing right in there, and he had no chance at all on that punt, Tim. He was just a sitting duck, just waiting for his kick to be stuffed back in his face.
And what was so odd about it is little Joey over there, the backup quarterback for Platteville, tried to scoop that ball up, and when you're in that position, you should just dive on the ball.
Well, we saw last week what happened when someone on the special teams tried to throw the ball, is that Bob Barron threw one away, basically, on a bad snap, on a punt.
Bogaz back to pass, as number 85, Steve Ailing, across the 25 as Alling gets down to the 14-yard line for a gain of 7
yards.
Second down and 3 for Whitewater. And this is a huge defensive series of downs here for Platteville if they want to stay in this ballgame, because so far we've seen Whitewater just march up and down against the Pioneers.
Ever since that interception, this game has been all Whitewater.
Van Doren with the call, and he gets stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Franzen was on the tackle along with Pagans. Pioneer secondary coming up that time to beat the run.
Has some good pursuits there by the Pioneers defense. And a loss of 2 yards on the play, Nick. We'll call it third down and 5 with 9:45 left in the first half.
Pioneers need a big defensive stand here, at least hold the Warhawks to a field goal.
As Bogart, they lined up the wide receivers, Bell and Patterson on the far side. Suni Macadam. And motion.
That's the Warhawks, I think.
Exactly.
I saw the tight end go across the last scrimmage.
As we're trying to get the number here. Number 73, I believe. Pat Banneker. Banneker with
6'6", 272-pound junior. Boy, that's a big, big kid, Tim.
Ouch.
And he's from Oxford, Wisconsin. So it's going to be 3rd down and 10. Again, a big defensive stand for the Pioneers here.
Let's see if Platteville can do what Whitewater did, intercept the ball and stop a play. Bogans going back. Looking in the end zone. He's got Bell. Touchdown, Whitewater. Mike Bell caught him in stride, Nick, and Dennis Bogans showing good composure back there. And I tell you, this is going to be an excellent pickup here for Whitewater.
Dennis Bogans, just a tremendous pass that time. Just lobbed it right over the middle. Bell just ran under the ball. Caught it. I don't know where the Pioneers secondary was on that play either, Tim.
As we've seen the secondary get picked out, and apparently Whitewater saw something in the films this week that lured them to that situation of Parrish. But the extra point is good. So with 9:04 left in the first half, the score is now UW Whitewater 21, the Pioneers 7.
So the Warhawks showing why they are 3-0 in the WSUC, or 2-0 in the WSUC, 3-0 overall. A quick touchdown by Platteville is quickly wiped out by 3 scores by the Warhawks.
It just shows you how a game can turn around with a mistake, and I'm sure Coach George Chris at halftime is going to say something to his quarterback, Eric Wixom, and to his defense to get their heads into the game.
Taking a look at the standings, Whitewater on top 2-0, Stevens Point 1-0, Lacrosse, Oshkosh, Pioneers, River Falls, South 1-1, Eau Claire 0-1, and the Yellow Jackets of Superior, despite playing a couple of good games, 0-2. As we see some of the fans here at Pioneer Stadium.
As none of the teams in the WSUC, Nick, are going to be cupcakes. They're all going to be tough. You sure you'll have some teams that won't win?
Remember, Tim, this Whitewater club already beat Lacrosse this year. So, obviously...
and Lacrosse was ranked, what, 10th in the polls, I believe?
Well, to start the season, they were ranked 2nd. Now they're down to 10th. Lacrosse State has some injury problems right now. Some people that are out on academic probation. So they're having some problems right now offensively.
Parrish with the boot, a strong kick down to the 10 as Howe is going to let it roll into the end zone. 1st and 10 now for Platteville at the 20. And
back-to-back excellent kickoffs as we have some players now in a little shoving match. Got number 55 for the Warhawks. That was Brett Salzscheider, 5'10", 207-pound freshman from O'Connell Falls, got into a little extracurricular activity.
So with 9:04 left in the halftime here, Platteville will see if they can put some points on the board. 21-7. As Wixom has Shumway in motion. Handoff is to Shumway. He goes across the 20, maybe to the 22.
Strung out tremendously, Tim, on that play. Again, the Warhawks are just keying on Shumway as a lot of teams do. That time he just got nothing.
A gain of
0.
Depending upon where you mark
2 yards. 2 yards. He did get a couple at the end.
And it is a gain of 2 yards. 2nd down and 8 for Platteville on the 22-yard line.
Shumway now 7 carries for 31 yards, which isn't bad, but Pioneers really haven't broken a long run yet in this game, Tim.
And I thought maybe we might see Tom Steger used a little bit more, but Shrapner has gotten the call.
Pioneers staying with the starters. It's a
handoff up the middle as
is it Shrepper or Hughes? Oh, Shrepper.
Shrepner. Got some good yardage. He's got the 1st down for Platteville at the 33-yard line.
11-yard pickup for Shrepper. And he's got 4 carries for 17 yards in the ballgame. So, again, the Pioneers have diversified running attack. All the running backs getting into the action. And that's what they have to do.
First down and 10 at the 33-yard line for Platteville. Chris Miller wide to the right side here as Shrapner's in motion. Woodson fakes it off to him. He's looking deep. He has Shumway at the...
Another great catch by Dave Shumway.
The 43-yard line of Whitewater. At that time, Shumway looked like he tripped over his own feet, but was going backwards, caught the ball. Great concentration for Dave Shumway, and a first down for the Pioneers.
What a catch by Dave Shumway. I'm just amazed by his athletic ability. That time he was falling down, and yet he still had enough concentration to catch the football. I guess there's just not enough things you can say about him, Tim.
Let's just say he's great.
Yeah, all right.
Wixom going back to pass. Throws it deep to Ely over his head. And
good idea by the Pioneers. Ely that time running a post pattern down the middle. If Wixom would have been on target, that would have been 6 points.
Exactly, but Wixom showing some good arm strength there.
Not much accuracy, however.
As we see the fog rolling. And this could be a problem late in the ballgame. So far, it hasn't really affected the ball players per se, but
it's going to affect the passing game more than anything. I think running the ball is not going to be a problem.
And that would favor Platteville.
For sure. So the Warhawks, as we've seen, can run the ball, Tim, when they have to.
Going back to pass, handoff to Shumway, and I tell you, the linebackers and defensive team members for Whitewater smelled that baby out. And Shumway lost some yards.
He lost 3 yards in the play. Kyle Dempsey made the tackle. He was the WSUC Defensive Player of the Week last week for the Warhawks. Had a tremendous game.
Third down and 12 for Platteville. You can see the huddle there for Platteville.
He had 3 solo tackles last week, Tim. 6 assists, and he also had an interception.
Wixom going back to pass. He's looking over to the sideline, and it's caught.
It's Rundy, I think.
By Rundy, it is, number 83. And he will be close to the first down, but I believe he is shy. Yes, exactly. 2 yards shy. As we'll call it fourth down and 2 for Platteville.
The Pioneers are going to go for it here. I don't see how you can punt the ball. And they are.
Well,
Rod Johnson comes in.
This is a confidence booster for Platteville. Well, I guess a confidence booster and maybe kind of hesitancy on the Pioneers to use Bob Barron after the black punt.
Fans standing up here. They want the Pioneers to get a first down on this play.
Wixom's going to go back to pass. He's getting tossed up, and he throws it into the end of the touchdown over his head. And almost a touchdown there as Wixom shows some good arm strength there. Johnson just over the outstretched arms of Johnson, and that could have been 6 points.
Not a bad try by Eric Wixom. That time he was just rushed, and he rolled out to the left. Johnson, he was open in the left corner of the end zone, but Wixom just couldn't set up the plant, throw the ball accurately. Now the Warhawks get the ball at 35, first and 10. So 6:29 to go in the first half. Warhawks 21, Pioneers 7 here from Pioneers Stadium. Glad you're with us tonight here on TV5 Pioneer Sports.
First down and 10 at the 35 for Whitewater. As Bogad sparks out the signals. Gives it off to, you can get a number there, I believe. That's Van Doren. No, that's number 31, Pete Shippey. On the play there. Him and Van Doren look at the same type of build. And again, 3 for Whitewater. Second down and 7.
Shippey now 5 carries for 21 yards in the ball game. So they've had a diversified attack running the ball as well. They've had some big plays passing the ball, however, that have been sort of the difference.
Couple of touchdown passes for Dennis Bogad.
And off again.
Gives it off to
Shippey again.
Shippey. He's got the first down as he pulls across the 45 to the 46-yard line. First down and 10 for Whitewater as, again, Shippey with some good yardage.
So So first down for the Warhawks. Once again, the Warhawks just be able to run the ball on the Pioneer defense stuff.
5:39 and counting in this first half. 21-7 Whitewater over Flatville.
And the Pioneers cannot afford to give up another touchdown and get down by 3. Now Bolgas is going to call TO.
Bogan saw something in the defensive line there for Flatville. Didn't like it. He's going to go talk to Whitewater head coach Bob Brezowitz.
He's done an excellent job at Whitewater.
And Coach Kinder for Flatville is going to march all of his teammates to the far sideline.
Brezowitz is 33-16-4 record at Whitewater, and while George Christ in his 12th season with Flatville, he's 63-51, and he has one tie. That was last year's tie against the Pointers. And in WSUC action, George Christ 45-44 and 1. Some other notes: running back Dave Shumway needs 342 yards to become UWP's all-time leading rusher. Fullback Randy Hughes is 127 yards away from the 1,000 career rushing yard plateau. And receivers Kristen Miller and Shannon Neely, they're both nearing 1,000 career receiving yards, needing 58 and 67 yards respectively. And linebacker Rick Verholland on the Pioneer defense, 22 tackles away from the 300 career tackle mark. So the Pioneers getting into some excellent territory on the all-time Pioneer lists as we get back to action.
First down and 10 for Whitewater after the timeout by Bogat. As he's going back to pass. And that time was looking for number 9, Jeff Rondorf, as Rondorf might have had some confusion there with Bogat as he goes back to the huddle there. It looked like maybe Rondorf was supposed to do a square out instead of going a fly.
Also excellent pass rush by the Pioneers. Bogas had to get rid of the football going backwards. That's what you call a hurry, Tim. They hurried Bogas into throwing the ball before he wanted to.
And that's because of some good defensive pressure there.
And the Pioneers should do more of that. They should put some pressure on Bogas.
You have to give a good quarterback like this some time. And number 85 for Whitewater, Keith Ailing got the first down. And he's quite a big target next. He's at 6'6", 235 from Ithaca, New York.
12-yard pickup and another first down for the Warhawks. And they're just about doing whatever they want, Tim. Whether it's passing the ball, running the ball effectively. Bogas has been on target the whole first half. In contrast to last year when he was with the Oshkosh Titans, came in here and he had just an awful game. But this year, not the case.
Bogas, he's got Van Doren across the 40 to about, let's say, the 38-yard line. As a little screen pass there to Van Doren for a gain of 4 yards, second down and 6.
Pick up about 4, he said, Tim. Short passes, long passes, short runs, sweeps. As the old Warhawk offense, it's just a machine. They're just going up and down the field on the Pioneer defense. They're going to have to toughen up to stop this Warhawk attack.
And as you see the fog becoming a ever so problem in this football game, but
where's Sherlock Holmes?
That time it's Van Doren.
He is stuffed that time.
Actually, Shippey hits the ball that time, and he has some problems with his leg, but that time he got up to the 37-yard line and then was pushed back as we see some fireworks across the far sidelines there.
So it's going to be third down and 6 for the Warhawks. And
so
Pioneers need a big defensive stand once again, Tim. They really can't afford to give up any more points, at least in this half.
Third down and 6. Bogas going back to pass. Getting a little scrambling.
Good rush.
Throws it deep to Bell. He's open. Touchdown, Whitewater.
Provenzano should have knocked that ball away, Tim. I don't know what he just waited for the ball to come down. I don't know what he was doing on that play, to tell you the truth. A terrible pass by Bogaz, but, you know, it was on target, and that ball, again, it should have been knocked down by Provenzano.
A pass of 46 yards for Dennis Bogaz. He's having a field day today, as Joe Parrish will come in and see if he can increase his lead to 21 points, as we have seen Whitewater just take control of this game. The snap. The kick is blocked by the Pioneers. So the extra point attempt is no good for Whitewater. However, they increase their lead because the score is now with 3:25 left in the first half. The Warhawks 27 and the Pioneers 7. So Nick, the Pioneers are going to have to use some of that magic, and pardon the pun, Don Mikulski type magic, but it's getting to that point in time where this is becoming a blowout.
It's getting pretty desperate for the Pioneers now, Tim. 4 consecutive touchdowns, really 27 unanswered points.
Just like the Oshkosh game.
Only in reverse.
Exactly. And we hate to see that. As Parrish getting set here, as you see some of the kickoff return men for Flatville. 3:25 left in the first half.
Well, if the Pioneers are going to stay in the ballgame, Tim, they really need to take the ball out of the field, get 6 points. Otherwise, it's going to be a long second half for the Pioneers. Last time these two teams played here back in 1988, the Pioneers at halftime had a 21-16 lead, and then the Warhawks scored 20 points in the second half and won the game 36-21. So Pioneers probably hoping for a reverse of that to try to get back in this ball game.
As Haven, Fisher, and Howe back deep to receive this, and Howe's going to grab it.
Great kickoff by Parrish.
At the 4, across the 15 to the 20. He's got some opening. He's got a wide open space. He's got the kicker to beat it. Parrish trips him up. Before Howe got all the way up to the 42-yard line. A great return, and they're going to have this. Let's see if they can score a touchdown to get within 14 points at halftime.
So 3 minutes and 17 seconds to go, and Wixom rushes up to the line. Pioneers trailing 27-7.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line. They hand off to Stagger. Goes across the 45, across midfield. Good yardage. Got the first down. And it goes into Warhawk territory at the 47-yard line. First down and 10. As Tom Stagger showed some good speed and some good movement.
Clock stops, of course, on a made first down in college football. So Pioneers have 3 minutes and 8 seconds now. Clock is running to try to put some points on the board.
And we have exactly 3 minutes left in the first half. First and 10 at the 47. The handoff to Stagger. Stagger goes across the 45 to the 40, all the way down to the 35, and tripped up there by number 31 for Whitewater, Pete Shippey. As we have a lot of players for Whitewater going both ways.
And Tim, I think you mentioned earlier in the game that you were surprised Stagger wasn't in there. Now, you look 2 straight runs by Tom Stagger. Picked up some good yardage.
Well, this ball player has always shown them the ability to break the run. As Stagger gets the ball again, and he powers his way to the
33, I think.
33, as Stagger showing some good power there, as you see him.
Not much going there for Stagger.
Stagger, a local product from Darlington, was part of those championship teams of Coach Douglas MacArthur. Second down and 7 in game 3 for Stagger and the Pioneers. 2 minutes left in his first half. As Wixom going back to pass, looking deep, looking towards Runny. He's going to have to scramble. He's got some yardage up here. As he's running, he's still loose across the 20 to the 15, and what a scramble there by Eric Wixom. As he did a baseball slide out of bounds, but a first down for Eric Wixom. As
first and 10 to 15. That time Wixom just running for his life. He made something out of nothing that time, Tim.
And that time he showed some quickness. Once in a while you'll see some quickness out of Eric Wixom, but boy, he was going for his life, and he's breathing some heavy air right now as he's going towards the sidelines as they call a timeout here. He went out of bounds, but Flacco will call a timeout. So with 1:44 left in the first half, it's 27-7, but Flacco is threatening here. In the first half of action, as we see the fog engulf Pioneer Stadium.
So the Pioneers above 15 yards to go before they can score a touchdown to get back in the ball game.
We'd like to give a special thanks to the organizers of the City Appreciation Night, the committee chaired by Chris and Jim Wake.
There you see the Pioneer huddle as they're getting a little breather here. See Dave Shumway trying to give encouragement to his team. That's what you need from your team leader.
As the Pioneers starting quarterback Eric Wixom gets back into the huddle here with 1:44. Let's see if he'll go into the end zone with Shumway. Maybe he'll do a rollover catch for a touchdown. He's done everything else tonight.
Hopefully so.
As Wixom brings up his team at the 15. First down and 10 for Platteville. As Wixom flat pass to Ely. Ely drops the ball. That time, Ely took his eyes off the ball because he had number 36 for Whitewater, Jeff Weiss, staring him right in the face, but you can't drop those balls.
Shannon Ely that time, the ball, as you said, just in and out of his hands. Now it'll be second down and 10 for the Pioneers. As Schrumpfer checks in along with Rod Johnson. Chris Miller and Dan Rundy check out.
Second down and 10 for Platteville. As they line up in the near side.
A classic wing T set as Schrumpfer goes in motion.
Wixom, a shovel pass to Shumway. Shumway goes across the 10 down to about the 8. And that was a risky play there by Eric Wixom. As Shumway, that's a planned play, of course, but that time Shumway was right in the middle of some Warhawk defenders. He got the ball in some dangerous territory, but turned it into a nice gain of 5.
We should tell the fans, Tim, that is considered a pass. That's not considered a running play or a pitch out. That's a pass because he threw the ball forward. So that's actually a completion.
Third down and 3. Big play here for Platteville. Wixom rolling out. He's got some pressure. Looks in the end zone. He's going to have to roll it out. Down to the end zone. Touchdown, Platteville. Okay. Oh, my. What a rollout run there by Eric Wixom. Saw the pylons go for it for the touchdown. And it's now 27-13 with 56 seconds left in the first half, and that's exactly, Nick, what we were talking about before with trying to get a score before it went into the locker room.
Exactly what the Pioneers needed. They made it look pretty easy, too. After that tremendous return on the kickoff, Pioneers were right down the field. Now they have a chance to cut the lead to 13 points.
As Conifacty will attempt the extra point, as there's some delay here. We've lost our picture here in the broadcasting facilities. So here's Conifacty.
And he still has not missed an extra point this year, Tim.
Kick is up,
That's
and
good.
it's good. And so far, perfect for Kevin Conifacty. And the Pioneers draw within 13 points of Whitewater. It's 27-14 with 56 seconds left in the first half.
Well, the thing you don't want to do now, Tim, is you don't want to give up a quick score before the end of the half. You want to keep it right where it's at, or get a quick turnover, put some points on the board, try to cut the lead even further.
As we see the fog drape the field of Pioneer Stadium.
I think we need a foghorn.
This is about the worst that I've seen it here at Pioneer Stadium.
I've never seen it this bad either, Tim.
As the fans are remarking to us that they'd like to see the Warhawks run back for a touchdown. Yeah, let's see what the Pioneers will do about that.
Shikarski is going to kick off. And His kickoffs haven't been too good today, Tim. Hopefully he may get his leg into one and
No, they
do a
haven't.
little better job.
Exactly. So two good teams are battling it out in a classic WSUC matchup. That's 27-14.
Last
Whitewater.
night game of the year for the Pioneers. All day games from now on.
Sikorski with the kick to the 10, up to the 20, to the 25, and brought down there as the kick returner was by Pete Shippey for Whitewater.
So the Warhawks are going to have the ball at the 30-yard line first at 10, 51 seconds to go. That's enough time, Tim, so the Pioneer defense better not be too lax.
Oh, I have to watch out for Dennis Bogats with Mike Bell, and that's been a favorite target of his.
And Patterson's also has some excellent catches in the game, too.
And they have
3 ride-outs to the right.
you can see a Hail Mary pass here. As Wixom.
And
off to Shippey. Shippey goes across the 35 and stops there. So Shippey with the gain of 5, second down and 5, and we might see with 36 seconds left and counting in the first half, we might see the Warhawks just run off the clock.
That's 8 carries for 33 yards now for Shippey. As the clock continues to run, I think the Warhawks are just content to go into the locker room with a 27-14 lead.
So with 19 seconds and counting here, second down and 5 from the 35 of
Boy, this fog is really rolling in, Tim. It's going to be more and more of a problem as the game goes on.
And off to Toonie McAdam.
That's going to be the end of the half.
McAdam gets 2 yards, and that's the end of the first half of action here from Pioneer Stadium. As the score is at the end of one half of play, UW Whitewater 27 and UW Platteville 14. And Nick, quite a first half of offensive action for Whitewater.
Warhawks again, after the Pioneers scoring a quick touchdown on an interception by Greg Franzen, 27 unanswered points by the Warhawks. But the Pioneers scoring a touchdown at the end of the first half to make the game at least respectable. Maybe the Pioneers can come out in the second half and do a better job.
So we see the band go out in the field here for some halftime entertainment.
So again, at halftime, the Pioneers trailed 27-14, Tim. Let's take a look at quickly the scoring plays. Pioneers in the first quarter, 14-yard pass to Shumway from Eric Wixom. 9:36 to go. Konopacki with the extra point was good. But then the Warhawks scored an 11-yard run by Magadam, and the extra point by Parrish was good. 3:59 to go in the first quarter. We're tied at 7. Warhawks had a 3-yard run by Van Dorn at the 13:04 mark of the second quarter. Extra point was good again, and it was 14-7. Then a 21-yard pass from Bogas to Bell at the 9:04 mark, and the extra point again was good by Parrish, and it was 21-7 Warhawks. Then a 46-yard pass to Bell from Bogas on a third down play. Just a terrible play by Providence Donald knocking the ball down. 3:25 to go in the second quarter. The extra point was blocked, and it was 27-7. Then the Pioneers scoring on the 8-yard run by Eric Wixom with 56 seconds left in the second quarter. And the extra point by Konopacki is good, and that's where we are right now, 27-14. Warhawks on top.
Okay, thanks a lot, Nick, and let's go down the field for some halftime entertainment from the UW Platteville Marching Band.
Pioneers with 10 and the Warhawks with 14. Rushing yardage, Pioneers 21 carries for 92 yards, the Warhawks 20 for 62. And total offense, Pioneers 160, Warhawks 261. Tim, that's just way too many. Pioneers have 2 penalties for 10 yards, Warhawks 2 penalties for 15. Individually, Shumway 8 carries, 27 yards. Steger 4 carries for 27. Wixom 5 out of 9, 68 yards, 1 interception, a touchdown and a sack. For the Warhawks, Shippey 8 for 33, Van Dorn 6 for 12, Magadan 4 for 12 as the kickoff.
As now grabs it across the 20-25, still on his feet across the 30 to the 35, and dragged out of bounds by the Warhawks. But not until he gets to the 35-yard line, first down and 10, that can continue with the steps.
Well, Bogas in the first half was on target. He almost 100%, 14 out of 16 for 2 touchdowns, 199 yards, and an interception. In receiving, Shumway 3 catches for 45 yards and a touchdown for the Pioneers. Bell 5 catches for 94 yards and 2 touchdowns. So basically, the Warhawks is Shrepner gets the carry.
Shrepner got some yardage here up to 47-yard line, and a first down for Larry Shrepner. And Nick, 14:45, the Pioneers have to start quick, and they're going to have to do some damage here. It's a 10 for Platteville at the 48-yard line. Wixom barking up signals. We'll give you some more stats after this play. Wixom going back to pass. Looking deep. He's got Johnson wide open across the 35. Tackle at the 30. First down and 10 for Platteville.
20-yard pickup that time. Again, going down the middle like the Pioneers have been doing, Tim. And Johnson makes the catch. And Pioneers are in excellent position to score again.
As we've seen Nick, first half the fog, but now the fog is not a problem as it's rolled out of Pioneer Stadium. First and 10 for Platteville. The handoff to Shumway across the 30 to the 45-yard line, then pushed out of bounds by a host of Warhawks. Second down and 5.
Shumway again using hard running to pick up some yards. Again, he's quick going around the corner, Tim. He's tough to stop. Once he gets ahead of steam, he's a tough back to bring down.
Now they say now a gain of 7, so it's going to be second down and 3 as a injured Warhawk comes off the field, and that's number...
Really, the whole Pioneer offense is keen. It's really into it. They're moving the ball fast. They're starting to get into it and saying, hey,
let's say 53.
Guys, let's go down and put in a couple
Kyle Dempsey.
Pioneers are doing a good job right
53,
now.
Nick, I see? 53 Kyle Dempsey.
The Whitewater defense, man, moving them around a little bit.
And he is injured on the play. Second down and 3 for Platteville. See if the Pioneers can strike quick here. Big game on it.
Fisher will go most to the left.
And the handoff to Stager. Staggers got the first down. Goes across the 20 down to the 19. Depending upon the mark, but they'll have a first down for Platteville at the 19-yard line. First down and 10 for Platteville. Just starting off here in the second half of action. 14 minutes and counting. 27-14 in favor of Whitewater over the Pioneers.
Yeah, that time, once again, Pioneers hard running by Tom Steger, and he picks up the first down. Again, the Pioneers belong to Steger, and he's delivering.
That time, Shumway kind of high hurdle pass there. Got a gain of 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Wixom with only 1 pass attempt in this half. Pioneers
A gain of 4. It'll be
really
second
doing a
and
good job
6.
moving the ball on the ground. Platteville showing that they're not afraid of
So Shumway again picks up 3 yards on the play.
right up the middle, doing dive plays and picking up big yardage.
Second down and 6 for Platteville.
With the left.
They'll send Shrepner in motion. Hand off to Shumway. He's got the first down. Plus 4 down to about the 10. might be close to that first down, but I believe he's got it.
Brought down by Klopp.
Shumway once again going up the middle. Fighters now not messing around. They're just going to Stager, Shumway. They're going to their dependable backs, and they're doing an excellent job.
Well, now they marked the ball back, and I really have to question that one because he was over the 10-yard line, but they'll make it 3rd down and 1 for Platteville. As Wixom is going to hand it off to Shumway again. He's slipped, he's going to lose yardage.
That was number 42 for the Warhawks, Kevin Klopp, the linebacker, 6'2", 209-pound junior from Fort Washington.
Klopp that time caught Shumway and tripped him up for a loss of
Loss of 2 yards, yeah.
So it's going to be 4th down and 3, and Conopackey's going to come on with the parent field goal. I have to question this one right here, Nick, because Kevin Conopackey with the sore knee, we've seen the Pioneer kicking game suffer throughout the first half of action.
Conopackey is 3 out of 3 on field goal attempts this season. He's had 1 in every game, Tim.
This will be a 35-yarder. That's going to be way short and to the right. So field goal
wasn't even close.
No, it wasn't. And it wasn't blocked or tipped or anything. It was just a poor kick by Conopackey, and I guess the worst happens to be eaten by Coach George Fritz there. So 11:48, 27-14, the Whitewater for Platteville. And the Warhawks bring out Dennis Bogan.
He's a hot quarterback right now. Tim, he's only missed 2 passes. He's 14 out of 16. A little mixed up there.
Hand off to Van Doren, I believe.
He's going nowhere.
Van Doren got 0 on the play. 2nd down and 10 at the 20. Nick Sick along with number 77 for the Pioneers, Jeff Cooter, in on the tackle.
No gain on the play. It'll be
You see the Pioneer defensive tandem there of Verhalen. 50.
Martin Lerner also saw number 50 in their picture. They're the ones that are going to determine whether the Pioneers stay in this game or not.
Bogan going to go back to pass. Get pressure, and he's going to be hurry the pass, and pressure by number 77 for the Pioneers.
Jeff Keeter at that time, 6'3", 225-pound junior from Cuba City. That time, he just rushed from the Pioneers' left side of their defensive line. He was untouched. And that time, Bogas just got another hurry that time. He just had to throw the ball away.
That's Keeter. Disrupted that pass. 3rd down and 10 for Bogas and the Warhawks. Big defensive play here for Platteville if they want to get the ball back with 11:04 left in the 3rd quarter. That's Bogas goes back to pass. He's looking towards Bell and throws behind Bell. Mixed up the communication there. And
that time, Bogas threw a sideline like a square out. Bell turned it in. This communication pass goes out of bounds.
And Bell was open to the pass.
That's right. So it'll be 4th down, and we will see the Warhawks punt.
As we'll get our first look at punter for Warhawks. Does not have someone that's listed as a punter, but we'll get it here.
It's Matt Turk punting. He's averaging 33 yards per kick. What a roll on this ball. My
It's going to be
God.
a 20-yard roll, Nick, for the Warhawks, and the Pioneers are going to...
That just skated on the sideline that time. Went out of bounds. And the 40-yard line. What a break for the Warhawks there.
1st down and 10 for the Pioneers. Good kick there by Turk. A high spinning kick. As we see the Pioneer marching band members do something here on the sideline. So what? Pioneers go to work here, 1st and 10. The handoff to Shumway. Goes across the 40 to the 45. And cut there. Gave it 5 for Shumway. For Pioneers.
5-yard pickup that time. Shumway again. A little cross play that time. Shumway going from left to right, getting the ball on the handoff, just driving straight up the middle.
Ely, Miller, and Shumway will switch to the left. Hughes in the back
Second down and 6 for Platteville.
Wixom takes the snap.
Wixom hands off to Stinger. He slips and might have lost yardage, but I believe he got back to line of scrimmage.
Oh, they said there was use on the carry.
It didn't look like 46 to me. Number 30 for Platteville got the ball. That is Hughes. I believe that's right. Look up. Thinking of Fisher.
So 3 carries for 7 yards for Hughes. He really hasn't had a lot of carries in the game, Tim.
Oh, yeah. It's been
really gone to the fullback.
Yeah, it's been a basic diet of Shumway, Shrimper,
And Sager.
Sager, right. No, third down and 6. Wixom going back to pass, the shovel pass, and that was read beautifully there by the Warhawks defense, and in particular, and I'm trying to get a number on here. Number 68 for Whitewater, Pat Crowley, from North Fond du Lac, Wisconsin.
And we'll see Von Buren back in the punt.
Last time we saw Von Buren, it was blocked, so feet comes back again. This time he drops the ball and then gets the punt off the high spiral to Bell. Bell's going to let it roll to about the 15-yard line. There will be down by the Pioneers. So first and 10 for Whitewater. With 8:56 left in the third quarter. 27-14. The Warhawks over the Pioneers.
So both teams sort of in neutral right now. Tim, the Pioneers had an excellent chance to score on the opening drive of the second half. And Konopacki misses the field goal. Now it's punt back and forth time.
First and 10 for Bogans and company. Hand off to Shippey, and Shippey gets nothing.
He gave him 3 yards.
Yeah, forward progress, I think, right?
Actually, it was Van Dorn on the carry, Tim. He only got 2 yards in the play. He has 7 carries for 12 yards. He's really been ineffective in the ballgame as well.
So basically the combination of Mike Bell and Dennis Bogan. Second down and 8. As the fog reappears once again over the Pioneer Stadium sky.
So it seems to be lifting a little bit, which helps.
Bogan going back to pass. He's in trouble.
Good
He's
rush.
going to get sacked. Bogan gets sacked back at the 11 for a loss of 4 yards.
Kenny Nyes, the nose guard, 6'1", 250 junior from Bloomington, made the play. Tremendous play that time by Nyes as he came in on the pass rush, and Bogaz that time just had to eat it.
As you said, Nick, good penetration there by the Pioneer defense. That's what you need against a guy like Bogaz, because if you don't put pressure on him, he's going to burn you all night like he did in the first half.
So Bogaz loses 6 yards in the play, third down and 14 for the Warhawks.
As they have 2 wide receivers to the near side. Bogaz going back to pass. Has Bell, and it's knocked away, and they're going to call interference on number 36 for the Pioneers, Greg Franzen, and I really have to question that one, Dick, because Bell was going down at the time, and he was slipping, so well, it will be, now they're discussing it, but nonetheless,
it's going to be on the Pioneers.
Yeah, it's going to be interference on the Pioneers, first and 10, unless it's that first and 10 for the Pioneers, all the way up here at the 26-yard line as the Warhawk fans like it.
Pioneer coaches were really complaining about tips, so apparently they thought it was pass interference too, so it's going to be a first down for the Warhawks at the 26-yard line.
Well, they're on the far sideline, so they really couldn't get a good look at the play like we have. The handoff this time to Van Dorn. And Van Dorn gets a couple of yards. As he gets up to the 28-yard line, second down and 8.
Clock is running. We're past the third quarter here. Tim down to 6:54. 27-14. Warhawks still leading the Pioneers.
Second down and 8 for Whitewater. Bogan barking off the signal. Just throws it quick out to Patterson. And Patterson tackled immediately. It's across the 30 to the 34.
34,
Yeah,
so 6-yard pickup.
That's right, 6-yard pickup. Third down and 2 for Whitewater.
So Bogas now is exactly 200 yards passing in the game, Tim. He's just on a roll, on his way to another 300-yard game.
Well, third down and 2 for Bogas and company. 6 minutes left in this third quarter and counting. Goes back to pass, looking towards his big wide receiver here. He's got the first down on number 85, Keith Ailing.
He's a tight end, 6'6", 235, a senior from Ithaca, New York.
And I'm wondering if we're going to see Mr. Ailing play for the basketball team for the Warhawks, and if Coach Bo Ryan from the Pioneers is in the audience here, take a look at him. First down and 10 for Whitewater. As the clock is rolling down, a handoff to Shippey, and Shippey struggles for maybe 2 yards. Across the 40-yard line to about the 42 for a gain of 2, second down and 8.
9 carries for 35 yards for Shippey as he checks out of the lineup. As you look at the Pioneer defense.
Second down and 8 for the Warhawks. As their fans are giving them encouragement. The handoff to McAdam. Sooney McAdam gets another 3 yards. Up to...
So he gained a yard on the play.
Third down and 7.
4 carries for 15 yards for McAdam.
As the Pioneer fans, or the Whitewater fans, Nick, have been kind of giving the PA some hard times about Mr. McAdam's pronunciation. Third down and 7. Let's see if Bogas will go to his favorite wide receiver, Mark Bell, out of Fond du Lac Springs. As he's going back to pass. Looking at the sidelines, complete to Patterson for the first down, all the way down into Pioneer territory at the 37-yard line. That was just a super catch there, Nick, by Patterson.
All the way to the other 43-yard line, 14-yard pickup, and Bogas has just been on target this whole ball game, Tim. Every pass right in the breadbasket. Other than the interception that he threw, he's really thrown the ball quite well. And now what do we have? We had Jim Kender really giving it to the officials on the far sideline. You can see it in your shot a little bit. And I don't know what that could be about. Maybe the coaching staff complaining that he was out of bounds the next play, Tim. I don't know what else that could have been.
Of course, you only have to have 1 foot in bounds in college football, so. Well, anyways, first down and 10 at the 42 for Warhawks.
What would we say at the beginning of the game, Tim? Friendly rivalry? No way.
What a circus reception here. It's down all the way to the 27-yard line. Nick, that was the best catch of the night.
Well, that's Subway's probably, and what a great catch by Bell. This guy's a tremendous wideout.
And of course, he's from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Played his high school ball at St. Mary Springs. First down and 10 for Whitewater, and if they can go in here and score and use this clock as they have, they could possibly put the game away.
Well, this score touchdown here, it's going to be tough for the Pioneers to try to make a comeback in this football game.
And as Bogas has Shippey across the 25. It looked like Shippey.
It did. It was Shippey, okay. He only picked up a yard in the play. 10 carries for 36 yards.
So Shippey got down to the 26. As they marked it back, second down and 9 for Whitewater.
Yeah, as the clock keeps running down to 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Well, I'd have to estimate the crowd here at Pioneer Stadium tonight to be around that 6,500 mark.
Not a bad crowd here tonight, despite the sort of a cold fall evening here, Tim. Cool fall evening.
Thank God for no wind, I guess.
That's right.
Oh, what a hit there is Van Doren.
But he went off him that time and got 2 yards in the play.
Exactly, Verhalen knocked him behind the line of scrimmage, but Van Doren with the water bug type of move got a couple of yards, 3rd down and 6 after 23.
So Van Doren showed some toughness there, Tim. Just bouncing off Verhalen, picking up 3.
Well, now Bell comes out of the lineup there. Let's see what the Warhawks will do since Bogans has been close.
No wide receivers. They got tight end, 3 running backs, but a play action.
Bogans go back to pass. He's
What
got
a
his big
play.
wide receiver, number 85.
That's a
Keith
man
Ailing.
from Ithaca, New York against him.
Ailing wide open, and what a mistake there by the Pioneers. They were lucky it wasn't a touchdown.
Well, they on that formation in the game, they've run the ball every time. That's the first time they've passed, so obviously they've been setting that up the whole ball game, Tim.
And that's what you do to a defense. You keep on running the same play, and once they get caught up in the play, then whammo, you go for the pass or
Across the field, too, they had a whole defense stuck to the right side of the Warhawks line.
at the 10-yard line. Van Doren slips. He's going to go behind the line of scrimmage.
He'll lose some yardage on the play.
Lost about 2, I believe. As it will be 2nd down. Oh, he lost
3 yards
3
on the
yards.
play.
2nd down and 13 for Whitewater.
So Pioneers really need to hold the Warhawks to really to nothing, but a field goal, I suppose, it would still keep them remotely in the ball game.
However, if they did score a touchdown, it could be lights out. Bogan looking towards Bell in the end zone. Throws it, and it is knocked away
Almost
there.
caught Patterson that time in the end zone. Boy, that would have been another great catch by the Warhawks wideouts if he would have caught that ball.
Exactly, it was Patterson and Bell in the end zone. Initially, Bogas was looking for Bell, but then they got some pressure, threw it up for grabs. And that's a tendency that Bogas has, that once in a while he'll force a pass for an interception.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 13. Obviously a passing situation unless the Warhawks wanted to go conservative here and play for the field goal. We'll see what Coach Barowitz does here.
You might want to watch out for that tight end play again for Daly. He's in the lineup.
Straight drop.
Bogas throws in the end zone. It is no good.
And the Patterson that time. And he was covered well. Dan Walters made was on the coverage, I should say. So it's going to be 4th down, and I'm sure we're going to see Mr. Parrish come out and try the field goal.
As Parrish did come onto the line here. So this will be a 23-yard field goal for Joe Parrish, who has kicked off well for the Warhawks. So Parrish, a 23-yard field goal attempt here. Make it a 30-yard attempt. The snap, the kick is up, it is no good. Short of the mark, and that one's like a squealing duck, Nick. And if that would have made it, it probably would have hit the crossbar and then went over. As we see the fog now, about, I'd say 30 feet above the plane surface, is coming down ever so slightly.
Parrish only has made 1 field goal on the season, Tim, so he hasn't done a good job on field goal attempts, but it's a break for the Pioneers. Now they got to take advantage of it. They got to stick the ball in the end zone sooner or later.
1st down and 10 for Platteville. Let's see if the Pioneers can come back. Wixom rolling out, gonna pass it. Throws one deep to Miller, and he drops it. I don't know if he ever had control of it, but a good try there by Chris Miller, number 20.
Knocked away that time on the coverage for the Warhawks. It was Rod Donard, 5'9", 185-pound junior from Green Bay. Made a tremendous play as now the fog is coming back down towards the field level.
2nd down and 10 for Platteville, and of course with that fog, I tell you, this fog is weird. The first half was all over the place. Halftime it disappeared, and then second
They
half
lifted all of a sudden, and then now it's coming back down.
Wixom getting scrambling, throws it, and it is complete to Steger, I believe. at the
He catch that, or
35-yard
didn't he?
line. Yes, he did catch it for the first down.
15-yard pickup for Steger.
So Steger with the play here. 1:05 left in the third quarter, and this could be the last play of the third quarter.
That'll be about 2 more plays, I think, Tim, before we end up the third quarter.
Wixom, hand off to Shumway. Across the 35, they stuff him and drive him back. Not before he got a gain of maybe a yard.
Yeah, about 2 yards, I think, on the pickup.
Okay.
Brought down by Kyle Dempsey.
See what they give him on the play. I think they're going to give him 2 yards.
Seconds and counting. This could be the last play of the third quarter, I hope. For me, Nick, huh?
Yeah, about 18 seconds. This will be the last.
2nd and 8. Wixom going back to pass. Looks in the far sideline as Shannon Ely had the ball go off his hand, so there will be another play. And Nick, my predictions here of the last play of the quarter are not coming true.
That time, Ely, the ball just went over his head. Not a good pass by Wixom throwing on the run. So it's going to be 3rd down. And about 80 yards to go for the first down for the Platteville Pioneers. As you can see, the fog there on your screen really coming into play now.
3rd down and 8. 3rd down and 10, excuse me, for
It's
Platteville.
3rd down and 8 to score.
3rd down and 8, that's right. Wixom going back to pass. Getting pressured. Complete to Shumway across midfield to the 45 to the 40. Bounces off a man and lands at the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 in Warhawk territory for the Pioneers.
Classic Dave Shumway just making the catch, then bouncing off defenders and picking up 26 yards on the reception.
Well, what was that song by The Who, Pinball Wizard? I think we're going to call Mr. Shumway that. He just bounces
right.
off of people.
Or what's that other song? I forget who did it, but Hard to Hold On To. I think that would be appropriate also for the Warhawk defenders as the third quarter comes to an end.
So at the end of 3 quarters of action here at Pioneer Stadium, with the score? UW Whitewater 27 and your Pioneers 14.
But the Pioneers are on the move, folks. And the Pioneers can get a touchdown here. We're going to have one heck of a fourth quarter coming at you.
And now, of course, as we are on the opposite side of the press box, we cannot see the press box now. And
it's really getting bad out there.
Exactly.
And
this could be a Dave Shumway type weather right here. Give the ball off, but of course you can't use it because you're down by 13. You run the ball, you're going to waste time off the clock.
Well, if you remember a couple of years ago, an NFL playoff game between the Bears and the Eagles, this is exactly what this looks like. It was so bad that you couldn't even see the goalposts in that particular ball game, Tim.
Well, it's starting to get that way.
And for some stupid reason, the NFL officials wouldn't postpone the game, but we won't talk about that.
Is that because you're an Eagles fan, Nick, or what?
Well, it's not necessarily that I'm an Eagles fan, but I think you can come up with what I'm about to say. Yeah, if we can keep credit cards out of this game, Tim, I think we'll be all right.
I don't think we can repeat that anymore, but
that was one for the record books right there. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that, especially in a game of that magnitude.
Hey, this game that we're announcing could be one for the record books too.
Well, with this fog, it's going to be tough to pass the ball. So obviously the running team right now are going to be at an advantage. And like you mentioned earlier, Tim, you think the Pioneers would have the advantage now if they have to run the ball.
But of course, we've seen Whitewater run the ball too with Van Doren, Shippey.
They've done a pretty decent job running the football, though not quite as good as the Pioneers, though. So, 15 minutes of football to go here at Pioneers Stadium. Nick Osterler along with Tim King. Pioneers Stadium. Pioneers and Warhawks. Warhawks 27, Pioneers 14.
And now the officials are talking on the near sidelines here. I don't know what the problem is.
They're talking to Coach Barrowitz, and I don't know what's going on. Are they talking about the fog?
He might be. I don't know if it's...
He might be saying that it's too bad. The conditions are so bad they might have to stop the game for a while.
Well, fans are saying it.
If you didn't hear that, one of the Warhawk fans just said that they should call it off and the Warhawks should win it. I'm afraid it's not quite like baseball, though, Tim. You call a game off.
But as you see on your screen, quite a TV screen tells a lot, but it doesn't really tell how bad it is because of the dark shadows.
Really a thick fog, not like in the first half where it was more spread out.
This is like pea soup.
Streaming across the field. Right. Feels like you're in old London right now. Old London town.
Well, where's old Sherlock Holmes when you need him, huh?
And Dr. Watson.
Scotland Yard. So, I don't know what they're waiting for the fog to go, but the fog
they're going to be waiting for a while if that's the case.
That's right. And
there's the Dennis Bolgas on the sidelines in front of us. Tim, he's throwing some passes, trying to keep his arm loose.
So,
we got a fog delay, folks. That's what we have. Maybe we're going to play some football now. The officials are going into position. So we will try to call this game the best we can, folks. So you're going to have to bear with us.
Let's hope they stay in the near sidelines here. First,
we cannot, I was just saying, Tim, we cannot see the stands across the field right now. We cannot see anybody.
First and 10 to hand off to Shumway. I can see him clearly. He gets dragged behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 4 yards, and that time Whitewater had no problem seeing Dave Shumway.
Making the tackle for the Warhawks was it's number 98, Anthony Poole. And our crew back in the truck is telling us that this is fog. Okay.
I thought this was a hurricane, but I guess...
I think we're too far away for it to be a hurricane.
Wixom with behind the back pass. He's scrambling as the far side of...
And what did he do?
And it is complete down to about, I guess, the 20-yard line. To who, we don't know, but... and all I guess we're telling is the crowd reaction of the Pioneer fans across the way.
Dan Rundy, the PA announcer, said caught the pass from Wixom.
Now,
and where's the ball? That's down at, I can't really see where that is, Tim, can you? We might have to use our monitor more often because this is really getting bad out here now.
I believe the ball is down at the 11-yard line.
What? It's a 12-yard line, so a 28-yard pickup.
We need the Goodyear blimp to come over here and blow some of this stuff away, huh? First down and 10 at the 12, let's call it for Flatville. As Wixom going back to pass. Gives it off to Shumway, I believe, goes across the 10 to the 9-yard line for a gain of 3, second down and 7 for Flatville.
So 4 yards pickup for Shumway on the play. 17 carries for 57 yards now for Dave. And it's going to be second down and 6. And in case you're just joining us, just tuning in, nothing's wrong with your TV sets, folks.
This is not Wembley Stadium. This is Pioneer Stadium.
No, this is not the exhibition game between the Rams and the Chiefs, folks.
Wixom's
got the ball.
The pass. He's scrambling. Throws in the end zone, and it's off the hands of Shannon Ely. And that time, oh boy, Shannon Ely.
You know what, Tim? I wonder how many of the fans right now can really see what's going on out here.
Well, the fans on the other side couldn't see it, but we could. Vice versa, if the play was on the far side, we couldn't.
That's what I meant. I mean, I don't know how the fans could see that.
I don't know how Shannon Ely could see that pass. I think he was just sticking the hand in the dark. And
well, I've seen a lot of Pioneer games in my years here, and I've never seen the fog this bad at Pioneer Stadium. As a matter of fact, I don't think I've ever seen fog here, period, Tim.
So, third down and 6 for Flatville as the handoff to Shumway. And Shumway will not get the first down.
He won't even get anything.
Scrimmage. Well, he got 2 yards on the play.
Did he get 2 yards? I don't know if he got anything, did he?
Well, actually got 3 yards. Fourth down and 3. And what do you do here? Do you kick the field goal and hope you find the
I don't think so. You got to go for it. I mean, Kopecky probably can't even see the goalpost.
Well, Kopecky can see his own teammates right now. This is really hard to call offensive plays, too. No, Wixom here. 4th down and 3. He's going to scramble, gets it off to Shumway. He's got the first down, I believe.
No.
He's going to be shy. He's going to be shy up the first down. So Whitewater will take over with 12:41 left in the game.
Another big defensive stand by the Warhawks, and that's pretty much been the story of the second half, Tim. The Pioneers' inability to put the ball in the end zone.
And that was kind of a questionable play because as you saw Wixom, or I hope you saw Wixom, he was rolling out, then he kind of optioned it out to Shumway, but before that the Warhawks had great penetration. So 1st down and 10 for Whitewater at the 5. We see a line shot here. The handoff is to Van Dorn. And Van Dorn gets 4 yards up to about the 9-yard line. 2nd down and 4.
So the Warhawks just trying to move the ball out.
Well, 2nd down and 6 they give them. A gain of 3. Gain of 4. Well, I guess we're going to have to play TV quarterback now, Nick, because as we are calling the action as you see it right here on TV5. As Bogat gives it off to Mackinnon.
Yeah, he didn't get anything.
Mackinnon stuffed that line of scrimmage for no gain.
Kenny Nees on the tackle for the Pioneers, nose guard. So
now they give him 2 yards on the carry. It didn't look like that, so it's going to be 3rd down and 4. And once again, the spotting of the officials
seems to be contagious around the league, Tim.
Really erratic. And I said I was going to get some glasses this week, but oh well. 3rd down and 4 for Whitewater. This would be a big stop for the Pioneers. Hand off to
Van Dorn, I think. And Warhawks aren't going to get the first, and they're going to have to punt. And punting is going to be a chore in itself here, Tim. 12 carries for 20 yards for Van Dorn. He's really had a bad game rushing.
Now the question is, do you do like the Denver Broncos do sometimes to Randall Cunningham? Hike it like a quarterback and then go back a couple of feet and then kick.
Well, normally they try that, though, Tim, on 3rd down. This is 4th down, so I'm sure this is going to be a straight kick. So Turk is going to be back to punt. I don't know who's back to receive the ball, but I don't know how he's going to be able to see it.
The kick is, I believe, high.
There it is.
Shrapner will
get hands on the return.
Hands, excuse me. He gets the ball, and he's going to be tackled at the 39, 38, 37-yard line. And that's where the Pioneers will take place.
An excellent tackle by Todd Van Dorn. 5'11", 187-pound senior from Appleton, and it's going to be first attempt for the Pioneers. 10 minutes and 31 seconds to go in the 4th quarter, and the Pioneers getting break after break, but they just cannot put the ball in the end zone, Tim, and that's really been, as I mentioned before, the story of the second half.
1st down and 10 for Plasso at the 38-yard line. As the fog is lifting ever so slowly as we see the resemblance of the
You can actually see the field a little bit now.
Stagger that time. Powers his way across the 40.
He picked up good yardage in that play.
About the 44-yard line.
6-yard pickup by Steger. He's doing an excellent job going right up the middle. That'll be 2nd down and 4. And Steger now 6 carries for 51 yards in the ball game.
Well, you're down by 13, Nick. Are you just going to keep on running the ball? Or I guess
there's still time, but if I were the Pioneers, I would definitely not just sit and run the ball every down.
And that's exactly what they're doing. The Shumway tries to get loose, and people are trying to hang on to him. He might have got a yard gain. He played.
Now we got a little fight.
As Largent, along with
Barticher, the offensive guard from Beloit, 6'2", 220, got into it with somebody from the Warhawks.
Well, he did actually gain some yardage, a gain of 2, so it's going to be 3rd down and 1 for Platteville. This is a big, huge down here for Platteville if they want to get back in this game.
So 3rd down and 1. Big play for the Pioneers.
There you see the line of scrimmage as Wixom barking up the signals, gives up to Stager, and he's not going to get the first down as he is dragged behind the line of scrimmage. That time, Stager got the ball and was really unaware of some opening spaces and ran right in the back of his offensive lineman with 9 minutes to go. The Warhawks should get this ball back, and I say should because
I think they're going to go for it, Tim. They're not bringing in Von Barron. They're going to ride this out and take a big chance here and go for the first down.
So 4th down and 1 for Platteville.
This could be the game right here.
As I believe the man, I'll give it off to Stager as follows the Pioneers. And Wixom's going to go like the pass. He's getting chased, and now he's going to whip it.
They're going
deep
for
to
it.
Johnson, now to Miller.
What a catch!
At the 6-yard line. And what a catch by Chris Miller. A diving stab at the 6. 1st and 10 for Platteville.
What a play. Wixom rolling out. That time he was chased by one of the Warhawk defenders, and he just threw the ball at Miller, streaming down the right sideline, makes the catch.
Oh, my.
1st and goal for the Pioneers.
What a catch there by Chris Miller. And
now the Pioneers got to put the ball in the end zone, Tim.
And now you might see Dave Shumway go 3 carries and in. 1st and goal at the 6-4 Platteville. And Shrepner goes in motion. The handoff is to Shrepner. Shrepner gets down to about the 3-yard line as we're watching the near side official here.
Gained 2 yards in the play, so it's going to be 2nd goal to 4. 5 carries for 19 yards now for Schraper. And the Pioneers, once again, just ineffective inside the 10-yard line. They got to stick this ball past the goal line to put 6 on the board.
Clock is running, 7:50 in this game and counting. Pioneers down by 13, but threatening. The handoff is to Shumway, and Shumway's going to get dragged behind the line of scrimmage. And he's tackled back at the 8-yard line for a loss of 7, or excuse me, a loss of 3. So 3rd down and 7 for Platteville. This down, Nick, is huge.
This means everything now because the Pioneers are running out of time. They're not going to get too many more chances. They got to put the ball in the end zone here. And I think this is 4-down territory also, Tim.
As David Nelson's in the lineup. Wixom going back to pass. Trying to look, and he hurries the pass, and it is intercepted by Whitewater.
Look out, this could be a big return.
At the 30, tackled all the way, takes it all the way back at the 28-yard line, and what a mistake by Eric Wixom. He was looking at the end zone, had Dave Shumway wide open in the far side.
There's a flag down on the play. I don't know who's going to be on. I believe the Pioneers. Clipping below the waist on the run back after the interception. So the Warhawks will get the ball, but they'll be pushed back. But it's going to be their football. Now the Pioneers are in big trouble. They're down 13 points. Only 6:58 to go, Tim. And once again, can't put the ball in the end zone. That's been really the story of this whole second half.
Exactly. Well, they gave it to Shumway for a couple of times down there and was unsuccessful in trying to get the TD.
You really got to wonder about the Pioneers' creativity inside the 10-yard line. Really, some basic straight-on calls by the Pioneers really have been ineffective.
Yeah, let's see if the Pioneers will hold the authentic Warhawks here. The handoff is to you-know-who, and we don't know. And a fumble, and the Pioneers have recovered it.
Unbelievable.
This is more goofy now than the weather itself.
And again, we apologize. We couldn't see who carried the ball. Well, the ball was recovered by Dave Reinflesch. We do know that. Ryan Flesh, the 6'3", 215-pound senior from the Mad Town, and it's going to be first down and goal, ball at the 10-yard line for the Pioneers. And what we've been saying the whole second half, Tim, the Pioneers got to put the ball in the end zone.
Primo right here. They have to do it. 6:51 in the game, and this is
Fogbowl 2.
That time, I believe it was Howe. Rob Howe. Is that the correct number, 41?
Yeah,
it was Rob Howe. He got 5 yards down to the 5. Second down is 5.
His first carry of the ball game. So, once again, the Pioneers inside the 10.
And the fog is lifting ever so slightly.
It's getting a lot better, but it's still not too good yet.
Exactly. But we do see the Pioneer bench on the far side.
And it's some of the fans as well.
That's Wixom. Gets it off to Schrempner. Schrempner close to the goal line.
They held him out.
And he got down to about the 3-yard line. Make it the 2-yard line. So
out to the 1-yard line.
Make it 1-yard line. Yep.
So he picked up 4.
Third down and 1 with 5:50 and counting. This is the biggest play of the game. Well, a question of a doubt. As now the handoff is to Shumway. He will not get it. He gets stuffed back for a loss of 3 yards, maybe 4 yards. And again, some questionable calling by head coach George Smith.
Shumway just gets stuffed close to the yard. They're really keying on him on goal line situations, and the Pioneers got to be wondering what does it take to score a touchdown against this Warhawk defense.
Another Warhawks, a la Tim Harris, asking me proud for some support here. Now they'll call it 4th down and 4. 4th left.
Fourth and goal to 2, actually, Tim. So they need to get it in the end zone.
Wixom, he's going to get caught behind the line of scrimmage, and I really have to question that call. You give the ball off to your slowest guy in the field, and a la Lindicki, he got sacked behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, Todd Van Dorn was not fooled that time by the play-action bootleg. He stayed at home, and he just manhandled Wixom down to the ground. And really, the Pioneers, they deserve to lose this game, Tim, because they're ineffective.
They've been their worst enemy.
Ineffectiveness inside the 10 has really hurt them. Because the Warhawks really haven't done much on offense in the second half.
No, they haven't. And you get a great catch like Chris Miller to waste.
And a turnover also after they got stopped. So really the Pioneers have been their own worst enemy. As
Mackinnon gets the call, and he goes up to gets a couple of yards there. 2 yards, second down and 8 for Whitewater. 4:35 left in this game. Don't forget, next week, who's the opponent for the Pioneers, Nick?
It's going to be the Airland, the Eau Claire Blue Golds with John Clark and company coming in.
Of course, we'll have that game right here on TV5, so
Pioneers Sports, so
stay tuned
for that next week. Pioneers and Blue Golds right here.
Mackinnon with the call again. And he gets a couple of more yards as the Pioneers strung it well.
Warhawks just content to run the ball now and try to beat the clock.
Well, I really have to question them, too, because they run the ball to the wide side. You think they'd want to run it up the gut to waste some more time.
Backing up now, 6 carries for 25 yards. 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Pioneers trailing 27-14 to the Whitewater Warhawks, who, if they can hang on and win this game, they'll go to 4-0 on the season, Tim. They look like a juggernaut this season.
Well, let's see. Mackinnon a call. He's got the first down and more. Across the 20 to the 23-yard line.
That's
first
3 straight carries. I was going to say, Tim, that's 3 straight carries for him. And he picks up 6 yards on the play. Another first down as the clock keeps ticking away. We're at 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
And as I said before, Nick, the Warhawks using the clock very effective now. You run the ball up the middle. You see a guy like Mackinnon or Van Dorn get the first down and waste some more time off the clock.
I don't think Bogaz is going to be throwing any more passes tonight.
And Mackinnon, that very same guy, gets the handoff.
That's 4 straight carries now. Obviously, he's their possession back, and he's doing an excellent job. Picks up 4 yards on the play.
Second down and 6 for Whitewater.
And the Pioneers' chances for victory quickly going down the tubes.
Well, you have to...
I was going to say, Tim, the Pioneers, as I mentioned before, they deserve to lose this ball game.
Well, if the Warhawks can get 2 more first downs, that will be the ball game. As Bogaz gives it off again to Mackinnon.
Straight
And
carry.
Mackinnon has close to the first down. He will be shy of it in about a yard. Maybe he's got the first down, depending upon the mark.
And they're going to stop the clock, I think, for measurement, or just move the chains, I guess.
First down for the Whitewater Warhawks. So
another 6-yard pickup.
And then this has turned out to be the SUNY Mackinnon show late in the fourth quarter.
5 straight carries by Mackinnon.
So first down and 10 for Whitewater. As they are...
And now we have a timeout. And who took it? Pioneers have taken a timeout with 2 minutes, 59 seconds to go. Pioneers trail 27-14.
Don't forget, next week's activities against UW Eau Claire will be a Saturday afternoon ball game. So we will hopefully not encounter fog-related happenings.
Hopefully it'll be a little warmer as well.
And of course, Nick, remember the last time you did a Platteville Eau Claire game?
I don't think I'll ever forget that. Myself and former Pioneer sports announcer Rod Strook sitting out here in the 30-degree cold.
But of course, you guys had a comforter on. I was down there doing camera, so it was cold all over.
Like you said, I'll never forget that one. I think after that game, I was sick for the next week. And boy, it was cold out there that day.
Now some of the Whitewater fans leaving the premises as they...
Going back home. Looks like they're going to go home victorious.
And it's going to be a long ride. Hopefully they'll have a safe ride home in this fog.
About a 2.5-hour drive between Whitewater and Platteville.
Two towns very similar in activities, but of course the Warhawks UW Whitewater is bigger than the UW Platteville campus.
A little bit bigger in enrollment. I think about 3,000 students more. As we have first and 10 for the Warhawks, ball to 32.
And Bogaz barks out the signals. Mackinnon again.
6 straight carry. We're going to keep track of this, Tim. He might break a record.
He gets 3 yards, second down and 7. He got up to about the 35-yard line. Mackinnon, I guess he might have went to his coach and said, hey, look, Coach, Mr. Van Doren's been getting all the action. I should be getting some, huh?
11 carries for 44 yards now. And matter of fact, Tim, he's the leading rusher in the game now. So,
is that for both sides, or?
For the Warhawks. For the Pioneers, Shumway, 22 carries for 57 yards, leads Platteville.
Second down and 7 for Whitewater.
And the clock running out on
Mackinnon again. He gets a yard and pushed back, and that time the Pioneers snuffed that baby out well.
And Pioneers call timeout, so they have 1 remaining now.
Lanier with the tackle there.
So was that Mackinnon on that carry again? Okay, so that's 7 in a row.
And he's the first one who immediately goes for the water bottle.
See why. Well, Coach Bob Barowitz is going to pick up another win against the Platteville Pioneers. He's won 7 of the last 11 meetings between the clubs. Or actually, the Warhawks have won. I don't know if he's been at the helm of all of them, but
He's
7 out of 11 is
he's
pretty
a darn
good.
good coach, though. He's got a couple of championships, and I believe 87.
They had a tough year. They had a tough year last year, Tim. 2-5-1 in the league, but they look like they've restocked their club, and they're going to be tough to stop the rest of the season. If Bogaz is hot, and tonight he was, there's not too many teams in the league are going to stop this Warhawk offense.
If he can get Mike Bell and
Mr. Patterson also.
Mike Bell reminds me a lot, and correct me if I'm wrong, Nick, but he reminds me a lot of Bogaz's teammate last year at Oshkosh, Rob Netta, the same size, same quickness.
And we saw him last week make some tremendous plays offensively. 74-yard touchdown pass.
3rd and 5 for Whitewater. Mackin again, the handoff,
carries.
and he will not get the first
No, he
down
will.
this time.
It's going to be close.
He's going to be shy, I believe, of a couple of yards.
2 minutes and 3 seconds to go now. No, you're right, Tim. He didn't use a couple of yards short.
So it's going to be 4th down and 2 for Whitewater, and do you go for it here? Why not?
No, I think the Warhawks will punt because they're up by 13. Even if the Pioneers score a touchdown, they would have to recover an outside kick, which is very unlikely.
Well, Parrish in the lineup here to kick, I believe.
So you see the Warhawks, and they're going to leave Pioneer Stadium with a 27-14 win and their 4th win of the season. As you see the Pioneer defense.
Very disappointing Pioneer sideline there, Nick, and they were their worst old enemies tonight. They had opportunities galore to score.
That seems to be the story of the season. If you listen to George Chris' comments every week, he's sort of disappointed the way the Pioneers cannot put scores away. It seems like opportunities always get lost. Last week they had two chances inside the 10 that went by the boards. And today, in the second half, they've had about 3 or 4 as Turk is back to punt.
Turk, high snap, and he gets it, and almost blocked there by the Pioneers.
Fair catch by McGann.
And McGann's here, or calls a fair catch, blah, 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 at the 28-yard line. So with 1:57 left in this game, and all important, no timeouts left for Platteville, so they are really down to the bare knuckles now.
So the Pioneers, again, trailing by 2 scores, and Eric Wixom and company going to try to pull out a miracle here at Pioneer Stadium.
As you see the score there, just flashed up 27-14. Whitewater with the lead. First and 10 at the 28. Wixom going to go back to pass. He's rolling out, now scrambling, and gets out of bounds at the 33-yard line for a gain of 5. 2nd down and 5 for Platteville. But he did get out of bounds.
Picked up about 4 on the carry. That took about 7 seconds.
Don't forget, this is your place for all Pioneer sports. Football, basketball, both women's and men's basketball right here on TV5 Pioneer Sports. We'll be with you the entire year-long sport. As Wixom going back to pass, he's looking deep, throws it, and a terrible pass there by Wixom. Trying to get Stagger at the 33, but Wixom was...
That time also Wixom was hit by number 42 for the Warhawks, Kevin Klopp, 6'2", 209 junior from Fort Washington. Well, the Warhawks next week, they're going to be at home at Warhawk Stadium, taking on the Yellow Jackets of Superior.
That'll be interesting.
That's their homecoming also.
That'll tell us how good Superior is. Of course, this week the Yellow Jackets take on Stout.
And looking ahead a little bit, after that they play at St. Ambrose, against Stevens Point, at Eau Claire, River Falls at home, and then at Oshkosh. So they have some tough games coming up still, Tim.
3rd down and 6 for Wixom and company. He's going back to pass. He slips, throws a bullet, almost picked off there by number 23 for Whitewater. And that is Sean Eckers. And fans are very questionable about that call.
Fans are sort of angry because there was a pass interference call like there was earlier in the game against the Pioneers.
So it's going to be 4th down.
It's going to be 4th and about 15, I believe. So this is it right here.
So under a minute left in this game, and
well,
did you see Hail Mary right here?
Well, they're going to have to try something because
they got Miller.
They're in a deep hole.
Trempner, the far side here. Miller way off. Wixom.
Warhawks drop it deep.
And he's going to get sacked. And then
did he throw the ball? Yeah.
He threw the ball, and boy, it sure looked like he was getting sacked back at the 19-yard line.
In the NFL, that would have been in the grasp, but in college football, they let it go. Pass is incomplete. 32 seconds to go, and you can light the cigar on this one, Tim.
It's all over with as just the formalities of the clock now running out.
And we had no scoring in the second half, Tim. Isn't that incredible? But again, the Pioneers should have put some balls in the end zone. They didn't. That cost them the game. So they're going to have a week to get ready for the Eau Claire Blue Golds. And the Warhawks on the sideline very happy about this victory, and as well they should.
As we see Dan Turk, former Badger, and of course he's the brother of Matt Turk, who plays for Whitewater.
And that time Bogas just goes down. That's going to be it. They might have to run another play, but I doubt it. So Tim, once again, as we mentioned, the inability of the Warhawks to put the Pioneers to put the ball in the end zone against the Warhawks inside the 10 has cost them this football game. The Warhawks really deserve to win. The Pioneers deserve to lose.
So the Pioneers on the season now will fall to, as the gun now goes off.
So that's it.
The Pioneers now fall to 1-2 in the conference, 2-2 overall, as Whitewater now improves to 3-0 and 4-0 overall.
And I'm going to go out on a limb to, well, maybe I am or maybe I'm not, but I think the Warhawks are going to win the conference. I don't see hardly anybody matching up with this club. Let's take a look at the scoring in the game. It was all in the first half. In the first quarter, the Pioneers scoring 14-yard pass to Dave Shumway from Eric Wixom, 9:46 in the first quarter. Packing the extra point. Then the Warhawks exploded for 27 unanswered points. 11-yard run by Magadan at the 3:59 mark of the first quarter. Parrish kicks the extra point. We're tied at 7-all. A 3-yard run by Van Dorn at the 13:04 mark of the second quarter. And Parrish again with the extra point at 14-7 Warhawks. Then a 21-yard pass to Bell at the 9:04 mark of the second quarter. Parrish again with the extra point. It was 21-7. Then a 46-yard pass to Bell on a third down play, third and long.
That was the killer play.
That was a killer play in the second quarter because that made it 27-7. The Pioneers really never could recover from that. That was at the 3:25 mark of the second quarter. The extra point by Parrish was blocked. And then the Pioneers, late in the first half, an 8-yard run by Eric Wixom with 56 seconds to go in the second quarter, contacting with the extra point. And in the second half, Tim, as we mentioned, there was no scoring. Pioneers had the ball inside the 10 at least 3 times, could not put the ball in the end zone. And that's basically why the Pioneers are going home on the short end of the score.
And the short end of the score right there, Pioneers 14, Warhawks 27, as we said that the Warhawks improved to 4-0. So, the schedules for next week for the Warhawks, they go back to Warhawk Stadium to take on the Yellow Jackets of Superior and the Pioneers, Nick.
The Eau Claire Blue Golds next week, Pioneers Stadium, and we'll have coverage for you on TV5, so stay tuned. We'll let you know when that game is going to be on. And Tim, I just want to say it's good working with you, even though it's been sort of a strange evening here. But let's hope the Pioneers can get back on track, and at least if they don't challenge for the title, let's be the spoiler for some other clubs that want to.
Okay, so for the entire TV5 Pioneer Sports crew, this is Tim King for Nick Ostelder saying so long from Pioneer Stadium. Once again, reminding you the final score. It was Whitewater 27 and the Plateau Pioneers 14.
So long.